Everybody, welcome to the call, man. I hope everybody's having a great day. We're gonna get started very shortly. Um, this call is gonna start in about 5 more minutes. And what I was about to say is Platinum 2000 and up. So the password is 10x10 with a lowercase x, just in case anybody's having trouble tapping into the call. But yeah, this is gonna be a good private training, exclusive just for Platinum 2000s and up. It's been the last time I did a Platinum 2000 and up call exclusive just for P2s and up was last year. Okay, so this is going to be a lot of good information. You know, I really wanted to do this call for everybody, for the entire trade house, honestly. But it was like, most of the calls that I've been doing lately have been for the collective. I wanted to make sure that you guys got something special and exclusive. And Platinum 2000 is super special rank. But like I said, we're gonna get started in a few more minutes, you guys. So reach out. I would say if you have a Platinum 2000 and up group chat, or if you just have a few Platinum 2000s in your business, just reach out to them directly, call them. I know some of them may be on a live session right now. They have live sessions every day, but it's not every day we get to have these types of conversations. Okay. So like I said, we'll go ahead and get started in just a few more minutes, you guys. And I hope everybody's, having a wonderful day so far. Also, do me a quick favor. So I have my ear pods in. Drop a one if you can hear me. If not, I'll just take them off. If it doesn't sound good, let me know, and I'll go ahead and just take them off. All right, bet. Should be ready. All right, we are good to begin, man. If anybody else is getting on, I'm not gonna lock the call, so you can just let people know that the call is still gonna be open, and hopefully they don't miss out. But I am gonna record the call and put it on my YouTube account so that if you guys want to rewatch it or any, take any extracurricular notes on it, that's gonna help you guys as well, man. But let's go ahead and begin this call with just some gratitude. I know it's been a long day for everybody, so just let's give thanks for something. If you didn't already do it today, go ahead and just drop it in the chat. One thing that you are in particular grateful for today. Okay, it's always good to start off your call with some sort of positivity, some sort of gratitude, right? You probably were busy today. You did a lot today, hopefully, right? So sometimes when you're busy working, it's kind of difficult to always talk out loud about what you're grateful for because you're so busy. But this is just a reminder that you always want to be grateful. Okay, perfect. So yeah, let's go ahead and start it that way, man. And let's get to it. So if you are a P2000, just to make sure everybody's good, if you're a P2000 and up, right, drop a 2 in the chat. I just want to make sure if you're not, you're going to be cheating yourself by being on this call. Just be transparent, delayed gratification if you snuck on. But if not, we can actually go ahead and begin. I'm going to try not to take too long, right? But I warn you, I want to be as detailed as possible so that you guys can understand exactly, what I'm talking about during this type of training, okay? So for those, if you've never been on a call with me before, my name is Reynaldo Perez, Reyrice on Instagram. I've been in the business for, I want to say, going on, I think next year would be my 4th year in the business. Currently a chairman 250. And I wanted to do this call specifically for Platinum 2000s and above for 2 reasons, right? The first reason is that I myself was stuck at, well, I don't even like to say the word stuck, but I was at Platinum 2000 for a lot longer than most people in today's day and age are used to, right? I hit Platinum 2000 May of 2018, and I didn't hit Platinum 5000 until right before my birthday, January 21st. I hit it before my birthday. I don't remember what date, but it was January of 2019, right? So I went a whole almost 7 months straight of not leveling up. I even de-ranked at the time, just being transparent with you guys, right? I was living in my apartment. I was used to getting 500 every Friday. For a month straight, I only got 250 every Friday. You feel what I'm saying? So I know, some people have experienced, de-rankings and things of that nature. So that's why I wanted to talk about Platinum 2000 specifically for that reason, right? Because I've been there, and I want you guys to understand that hindsight is 2020. Looking back, things are always going to make a lot more sense than they did when you were actually going through them. And the second reason that I'm talking about Platinum 2000s and above is because Platinum 2000 is a super special rank. It's what, Bryce Thompson and David Imite call the foundation for chairman, right? You have 75 individuals, bare minimum, in your business. That means you have the foundation, most of the pieces that you're going to need in order for you to go chairman, okay? And then I want to even add a third reason. The third reason that I'm talking about Platinum 2000s and above is because by the time that you have 75 people in your business, or over 200 as a P5, or over 500 as a chairman 10, or whatever rank that you are, right? Our naturally as humans, we start to fall into this managerial mode. We're more so trying to manage our people instead of trying to directly build our business. And I want to kind of talk about the psychology behind that so you guys can understand what you're going through and hopefully make the adjustments, right? The goal of this call is if you take this information and apply it throughout the summer, right? We're going to get a lot of chairmans this summer, right? Momentum is, Shout out Alan too, which has got a brand new Chairman 25 that pot. Yo, shout out, Alan, big news man, Jersey's finest, right? And in my eyes, that's the start of momentum. When you see somebody, whether they're in your organization or not, you see somebody that's not a light rank, Chairman 25, right? So if you want to call Alan, bro, much love to you, salute to you, bro. A lot of people can't do what you did today, right? You inspired a lot more people than you even think, right? So in my opinion, momentum has started, okay? Because this business moves in waves, and that's what it is, okay? So let's talk about the phases, all right? So if you guys are ready for me to actually get to the nitty gritty and talk about what we need to do, man, drop a bomb emoji in the chat, because hopefully your mind is blown away at some point in this call. And what I'll even do is at the end of the call, I'll answer like maybe 5 to 10 questions if we have time. I just want to make sure that the call doesn't last, 2-3 hours and whatnot. All right. Perfect. So now let's go ahead and begin. Okay. Now, the first thing that I want you to write down. So number one, I'm going to give you a few key principles that I'm going to be going over, right? And kind of elaborate a little bit. The first thing that I want you guys to write down is this. Okay. I am a leader, not a boss. Okay. I am a leader, not a boss. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? Leadership is the highest paying profession in the world. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is you have to remember to stay in the field, because people do as you do, not as you say. Okay. And what you're going to realize is that, right, anytime that you're not doing the things you're telling other people to do, right, 90% plus of people are going to do just that. They're going to relay the message. Okay, so you have to make sure that you're a leader, not a boss, right? Your boss, if I'm your boss and you're a janitor, I probably never clean toilets, but I'm telling you to clean them toilets. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you to clean them toilets to the best of your ability. I'm telling you to run the cashier. I'm telling you to write that report to the best of your ability, knowing, that I've never done it before, or that I'm not currently doing it. Now, when you're working a job, that works because there's something called a guaranteed pay. When you traditional employment, you go, you clock in, and while you're on the clock, right, you are going to get paid no matter what. Okay. So you don't care that the person that's telling you what to do has never done that before, because you're still getting paid. Now, when you're in this business, the people in your business, or your quote unquote leaders and whatnot, they sometimes aren't guaranteed pay, literally, right? And when they are getting paid, it feels as though they're getting paid for free, right? We all know what it's like. If you don't do anything this week, Friday comes around, you're still going to get paid. Okay. So you guys got to understand that, that's just a principle that I want you guys to have in your mind. I am a leader, not a boss. Everything's going to tie in together. So I'm a leader, not a boss. You always got to remember that at all times, right? Because what tends to happen is this, right? Most people in the business, when they hit a rank, they tend to think, okay, cool, I hit the rank and I believe that I know how to do it, right? Because you didn't get lucky. Now, let me go ahead and pass on the knowledge that I have to somebody else. And if they do it, they're going to hit the next rank, because obviously if I hit P150 and I know how to hit P150, if I talk to you, you should know how to hit P150, right? And that's kind of how it goes and whatnot, right? But it gets a little deeper than that, okay? So you got to make sure that you're, understanding that you're a leader and not a boss. So that's the first principle that we want to write down. Okay, cool. Next principle that you guys want to write down, right, is that no one is obligated to take your advice. No one is obligated to take my advice. Remember, these are not employees, not workers, okay? So, it doesn't matter how much money you think you make. I understand we always throw the phrase out, listen to people that got the success you want. It doesn't matter. If everybody on here can vouch, right? We had people on this call all the way from Plum 2000 to Chairman 250, right? And I will tell you personally that no matter how much money I personally made, there's still people that don't listen, right? You guys got to just there's a humility thing. Understand that it doesn't matter. People don't care about how much money you got. They care about what you've done for them. So nobody's obligated to just listen to you just because you're the P2 upline, the P5. I know we talk about edification a lot, right? But don't let edification get to your head so much that you believe that your word is that good, okay? And that's just human. Sometimes, and really start, as I'm having this conversation with you, because this is more so a dialogue, right? I'm going through my experiences and how I've thought and how people have thought, and maybe you feel the same way. So just think, there's been times where you've told people what to do, and some of the frustration when they're not listening because, yo, bro, you got more success than me, right? It kind of is going to blow you, right? It's going to irritate you when you're getting more success than somebody and they still don't take your advice. It's mind-boggling, especially if you're somebody on this call where you listened to your mentor and got to a certain point, okay? And now you're trying to replicate the same thing, and this is not necessarily being as effective, okay? So understand that people are not your employees. No one is obligated to listen to you just because you're a P2, P5, C10. I don't care what rank you are, right? There's C50s on this call. They'll tell you. There's people that bust downs and all. They don't care. They won't listen, right? There's C100s on this call. C250s on this call. P5s are like, it don't matter, bro. It don't matter how much drip you got, how fly you are, how motivational, how inspired. People not going to listen. I literally watched somebody not listen to Bryce. Like, watched with my own very two eyes. And I'm just like, wow. You get what I'm saying? So nobody's obligated to listen to you no matter how much money you got, okay? And always understand it. So I'm a leader, not a boss. No one is obligated to listen to me, okay? And next principle I'm going to talk about, right? Your leaders only do 10% of what you do, right? Your leaders will only do 10% of what you do, okay? Your leaders are only going to do 10% of what you do. That's why we always talk about going above and beyond and leading by example, things of that nature, because they're always only going to do 10% of what you do. So if you're taking a day off, that effort that you put in, they're only going to put 10% in, right? And that's ultimately what it comes down to. That's pretty much a very simple principle. So, right, your leader's only going to do 10% of what you do, okay? Super simple, right? Now, kind of got that down pat. So your leader's only going to do 10% of what you do. This leads to my next point, right? And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to try to connect the dots as well as I can. So the next point is, right, so if the last one was your leaders only do 10% of what you do, the next one is this. The people that helped you hit the last rank may not help you hit the next rank, right? We got to come to an understanding that success, that push, remember the last little wave of momentum, that push that you got that got you over the hump, you finally hit P2. Got you over the hump, you finally hit P5. Got you over the hump, finally hit chairman. Got you over the hump, right? They may not, I'm not going to say they're not, because sometimes they will, but they're not always going to be the same people, okay? I want you to think about this, right? When you were a P150, right? Did you have a shooter, or when you were P600, did you have a shooter, and now that you're a P2, he's no longer around, or that person didn't level up? Or the person you was pouring into on your P5 run didn't level up with you? Or that person that you was pouring into as a chairman 10 didn't level up with you, whatever the case may be, right? My P5s in the chat. When you were P2, think about some of the people that you were spending time with. Did they all come with you? Now, let me tell you guys something, right? In a perfect situation, yes. In a perfect situation, yes. Person from leg 1 is going to level up. The person in your second leg, they're going to hit the next rank. The person in the third leg, they'll hit the next rank, and then you'll hit the next rank by default. That's a perfect situation, right? Perfect situation. Oh, I got 3 P1s in every leg. I'm going to get him to P2, P2, P2. Now I'm P5. In a perfect world, right? But that's a perfect situation. I want to tell you guys something. And am I talking too fast, or are we good? I want to make sure that I'm not I'm saying I do that sometimes. So look, what it comes down to is this. It's not personal. At the end of the day, the people that are ranked in your business that are the leaders, by default, you are going to have a better relationship than with other people or other leaders. The highest ranked people in your business, you tend to have better relationships with. You know them more. You spend more time with them. You've talked to them more, right? So sometimes you're attached to their success as well, literally, right? I understand it. You want that person to hit P2 so bad, P5 so bad, but there's that energy that they had on the way there, it's not there anymore. That energy that they had on the way to, maybe they hit P1, maybe it took them from unranked to P1000, maybe it took them a month or two. And now things are starting to slow down and they're not used to it. So now they're taking a step back. Those same conversations that were effective before, those pep talks used to give them, the sauce, they're just not in it no more, right? Because remember, success is not going to be in a straight line, right? There's going to be points where you're going to shoot up, right? But just, as long as we're in an uptrend, but at the end of the day, that's what tends to happen. So you still have that faith in those individuals because you're like, yo, man, like, I know you're capable of it because I saw it. You're not believing in them just to believe in them. You believe in them because you saw it, right? You saw them work hard. You saw them post on Instagram. You saw them call their team. You saw them do, a lot of the good things that got them there, but now they're starting to slow down and you're starting to feel like you're dragging these people along with you for you to hit the next rank, right? And that happens to everybody. Now, here's the thing, right? That happens to everybody. And that's kind of the conversation that I want to get into, right? All these things that I'm talking about are gonna, connect the dots. Okay. So, like I said, let me make sure I write them down so I forget. Your leaders only do 10% of what you do. And then the people that got you to the last rank may not be the people that get you to the next rank. Remember, it is not personal. Okay. Now, that is going to lead to my next, talking point, right? So if the people that I'm talking to, right, probably aren't going to do it. This is what you guys got to understand, right? What it comes down to is you have to be critical of yourself, right? So this is my next talking point, right? Because you reach this kind of block or whatever. Now you have to be self-critical, right? How can I do more? That's what I want you to write down. How can I do more? Okay? I want you guys to practice this, right? When you're trying to solve any problem in your business and you find yourself talking about somebody else, redirect that energy to yourself, right? And the reason that I'm saying that is because if you either put the blame on other people or spend time talking about other people, what you're doing is wasting your time because you're talking about people that are either A, are not in the conversation, or B, right? Nothing you can do about that. You can't force them to do anything. Understand it, right? And the reason that you want to build those good habits within yourself is because think about it. If I'm naturally blaming other people, guess what? When I talk to my quote unquote downline, my mentee, my leader, and they bring up their downline, I'm going to engage in it. Anytime that anybody that's had a conversation with me on this call, one-on-one, knows that if you talk to me one-on-one and you start talking about other people, I'm going to shift the focus back to you because your mentee is not on the phone. They're not on the phone right now. They can't even defend themselves, right? So I'm not going to allow you to do that. Even if you're right. Even if you're right. If you get on the phone with me and, yo, my mentor is not showing up, you might be right, but I'm going to always shift the focus to you because I want to make sure that you can focus and actually every conversation has to have actionable steps, okay? So I want you guys to just kind of internalize that a little bit, right? So with this particular situation, you find yourself, okay, cool. I'm trying to get to the next step, right? My P2's on this call, right? I'm not going to put a goal out there for you, but it's going to be a hot summer, literally. So it's going to my goal would be, yo, I want to end the summertime making six figures, literally, right? I want to head out of the summer making six figures. Everybody should be looking to hit the next two levels, right? Literally, that's what, should be your goal for the summer. At the very least, everybody's goal is different. Your goal should be, I'm at the next level, especially the chairman. I'm chairman 10, you can end off chairman 50. Chairman 25, you can end off chairman 100. These are all things that have happened, for one. It's not like we're making it up. And two, very possible if you follow this structure, okay? So now that we're talking about self-critical, Ray, what do you mean by being self-critical? What do you mean by that? How do I do more, right? How do I do more? How do I do more? Now, this is ultimately what it's going to come down to, okay? What it's going to come down to is this. Remember how I said hindsight was 2020. Here's the thing, right? Listen to me. A lot of times what happens, honestly, is that, like I said, like I was saying earlier, you guys hit a rank, right? It happens to me, everybody, the best of us. You hit a rank, right? And of course, you celebrate the rank, you feel good and whatnot. But like I said, you tend to start to pass the information on. The bigger your org gets, the more you feel like, now I'm in the manager role and I got to just structure stuff up so that people can just be in position to win, okay? Like I said, people only do 10% of what you do, and people do as you do, not as you say, right? So what tends to happen is this, and I'm going to be real with you, right? I got a chain, watch, whatever, high rise, whatever. In my mind, I can move how I want to move because I'm at the level that I'm at. And you as a P2 or P5 or P1 or whatever, right? You can't move how I move because you're not living how I'm living. That should be common sense, but that's not how people think. People don't care. They're really just going to do what you do, exactly what you do. If you're sitting in your little high rise, kicked up, posting on Instagram, making quotes, dropping gems on Instagram instead of putting in work, you're going to notice people, P2 is starting to do that. P5 starting to do that. P1000 starting to do that. Trying to give advice through Instagram, right? Because when you do that, you're making like, okay, I'm above people in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It happens, right? When you only call your leaders, don't think your leaders don't notice that. They're relaying the information, right? They're relaying the information. That's all they're doing. And sometimes they're not even doing that, right? Think about how many leaders in your business woke up today and did nothing, right? Everybody didn't have the day that you had. Everybody didn't have the day that you had, the super productive day. Think about how many people slept in today, woke up and did nothing. Think about how many people in your business, when Friday comes, they're going to yell pay Q and they're getting paid for the free. Think about that, right? Got paid for free, right? Taking that into consideration, what you guys have to start to do is this, right? In moments when the group volume isn't moving as fast, right? What you have to do is focus on planting the most seeds. I want you to write that down. There is seed planting season and there's harvest season, right? Hindsight is 2020, okay? For some of us, the last little wave of momentum, you might have felt like, yeah, my business grew, or maybe I hit the next rank, but I feel like I could have did better, or I feel like I saw other people getting more success. So what happens is this: during seed planting season, people tend to take a step back and not really get in tune and not really plant the seeds and not go above and beyond and not go to back to the basics. And then when harvest season comes around, right, start to rush everything. You're gonna see other people leveling up, but you're gonna start to rush the process, literally, right? So right now, seed planting season. To continue to plant seeds so that you can have a bigger harvest, okay? And I'm gonna get into, okay, Ray, what does that look like? How do I make sure that all my seeds is planted and I'm crossing my T's and dotting my I's so that when the massive explosive momentum comes, it's lit, right? Because I'm going to be honest, it doesn't make sense for you to call the entire team when the group volume is not moving. But it's also not going to make sense on why in 2 months you went from P2 to C10. It's not going to make sense for you to be a P5, C10 calling customers, but it's also not going to make sense when you started off C10, you ended off the summer C50, right? You want results that don't make sense, you have to put in work that does not make sense, okay? Simple as that, right? So as we head into the summer, this is what it comes down to, right? So seed planting, what exactly does that mean? Okay. I wrote this on my Instagram today. I want you guys to write this down, right? Never value the individual rank over the organization. Let me take my, all right, I took my headphones, right? Never value the individual rank over the organization, okay? Never value the individual rank over the organization. Ray, elaborate. What does that mean? Fairly simple. Some of the people that you spend the most time talking to, I'm going to be transparent, you only talk to them because of what the back office says. They're P1000. So naturally, I just feel inclined to, okay, cool. I feel as though I'm going to get more bang for my buck, or I'm going to be able to use my time more wisely if I talk to my P1000 who has 30 individuals than if I talk to one of his customers because he has nobody under him, right? Never value the rank over the individual. So what I mean by that is this. P1000 isn't your homeboy or your whoever that hit P1000. A P1000 is not the person that's getting paid $250 every Friday. P1000 is 30 individuals. If that's making sense. Is that making sense? Right? The P2000 is not the person getting 500 every Friday. P2000 is the 75 individuals. And the reason that I'm telling you guys this is because when you value the individual rank over the organization, naturally, what you're going to do by default is you're going to separate yourself from that organization. You're going to think, okay, cool. I'm talking to my P1000 and I'm working with his organization. So because that's his organization, you're naturally going to subconsciously feel like that's his responsibility. Right? You're going to naturally feel like that's his responsibility. Right? Here's the thing. And a lot of people are not going to like this. And it's like, I want you to always write this down and remember this, because you're going to hit the next rank and then you're going to remember this and be like, damn, it's crazy. Listen to me, right? You got to keep running until your org is on autopilot. Literally. You'll know when it's on autopilot, right? I'm going to tell you what. This is my personal opinion of what autopilot is, right? If your org doesn't look like Bryce Thompson's org, it's not on autopilot, right? It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, okay? You might feel like it's on autopilot because during momentum, you can take a step back and things will still move, but, right? It needs to be sustainable, okay? So never value the individual rank over the org, right? Remember, this is your organization. You got to take ownership of the organization, okay? Your P1000's P6 is also your P6. Their customers are also your customers, okay? If that makes sense, right? That way, you're in it with them, not against them, whatever the case may be, because sometimes that's how it may feel, okay? So never value the individual rank over the org. So look, simple. You to a brick wall with this individual, right? They have an entire team that you're not willing to tap into because At the end of the day, you're now a P2000. You're now a P5000. What do I look like talking to a customer? But remember, hindsight is 2020. Let me ask you guys something, right? Knowing what you know now, for everybody on this call, if you were to go back to the day you enrolled, how long would it take you to hit P150? Drop it below in the chat. Knowing what you know now, if you went right back to the day that you signed up, how long would it take you to hit P150? Right? I always get the same answer. It's the same day. The same day. Knowing what you know now. Right? Literally, hindsight is 2020. Right? Knowing what I know now, it took me a few weeks to hit P150 to get 3 people to believe. Right? But knowing what I know now, if I went back, probably would have did it in my first few hours in the business. Right? Think about Platinum 600. Knowing what you know now, how long would it take you to hit P6? Knowing what you know now, how long would it take you to hit Platinum? In hindsight is 2020, right? Now, think about this. Those customers and P150s and P600s in your org, if they knew what you knew, imagine how they would move. That customer in your business, if they knew what you knew, imagine how they would move. Right? That P6 that feels stuck, if they just don't know what you know. Right? They just don't know what you know. So here's the thing, right? The value needs to come out of the lion's mouth. Every time you pass the information down, it's more watered down. So when you're trying to plant new seeds, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. You don't have enough depth within your organization, and that's where the problem lies. I don't know if you guys watch basketball and whatnot, but I'm going to give you a little basketball comparison. The Lakers, they got booted the first round. Why? They have zero depth. AD's out. They just got LeBron. I'm going to say you're LeBron, right? And you got these role players, your quote unquote leaders, that if you pass them a ball, they can't make a shot. They can't get the job done, right? What you need is a deeper bench, more people to rely on, right? You're letting the blind lead the blind. And most people that are blind aren't even courageous enough to lead. So you got these P1000s or whatever you're dealing with in the org that you feel like as though they need to get to the next rank so I can level up. And they're not doing what you want them to do. And you're getting frustrated. You think it's them. And then they think it's their team. And they think it's people not joining. They think it's everything else. Listen, this is where you take control. I'm saying this is where you do the work that doesn't make sense. Remember, I told you it doesn't make sense, right? This is how you separate yourself. You're trying to figure out, what you've seen people P5 and then in a year later, they're chairman 50, chairman 100. That doesn't make sense. Those aren't normal numbers because the work that you're putting in isn't normal, right? It isn't normal. You hosting trainings and calling your leaders and prospecting all day long, that's hard work, right? That's hard work. But it's normal hard work. You want to do different. Do what other people aren't willing to do. Think about it. Whatever you think you're not willing to do, that's what you need to be doing, right? So let me tell you guys something, right? You need to start to, like I said, you want to build depth, right? Some people are seasonal launchers. Other people are solid launchers. I promise you, right? Let's say 10 more chairman drop, 20 more chairman drop in Trade House, hella P5, C10, all that type of stuff. You're going to have people that pop out the woodworks that were quiet. All of a sudden, yo, bro, I'm trying to get back in tune. You've seen this. Some of you guys, even myself, we've all done it. At some point, we're like, yo, like things get lit and we pop back up, right? And you're going to see it in your business. Don't take it personal. Some people are going to be seasonal. Other people are going to be solid. That's why it's a numbers game. You need depth. If you have a deep bench, right? Even if some of them are seasonal, you're still going to have some solid ones that stick around, right? But if you have a small talent pool that you're working with, the likelihood of them being solid is a lot lower. Let's assume that only 10%, 1 out of 10 leaders are going to be solid, right? If you only have a small pocket of leaders that you're working with that you can pick from, then the odds are not in your favor. You see? Is this making sense? Let me know if this is making sense below, family. Right? Let me know if this is making sense below. Perfect, right? I want to make sure I'm not losing anybody, all right? I want to make sure I'm not losing anybody, okay? Perfect. So this is what you got to do now, all right? You gotta keep putting in work. You hold people accountable. You put in work, and you never stop putting in work, because the moment you stop putting in work, they're gonna stop putting in work. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep working, and some people are gonna pick up on it, others aren't. It just is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? But if you're playing the manager role, telling people what they should be doing, they're gonna play the exact same manager role. So what do I need to do, Ray? Simple as this, right? Next thing, right? You need to start taking more risks on the people in your business. You need to start taking more risks on people in your business. You think that because you signed up and you made all these sacrifices to get to this point that you're done making sacrifices, you're done taking risks? No, you need to take more risks on the people in your business, right? Another thing that I want you to write down is this. You need to start treating people that you didn't enroll as if they were your directs, right? If you get a direct sign up, you're going to treat them a lot different, especially when you were brand new, up and coming. You treated those directs a lot different than you treat those people in your business now. Those customers, you didn't sign them up. You don't know them. You don't want to tap in with them because it might be a waste of time, right? And your mind is like, I'm trying to get to the next rank. Me talking to this customer is like, I can get somebody else to do it, right? But who better to launch them than you? Listen, yes, I'm not telling you not to host trainings for your team, but you need to lead by example. If all you're doing is hosting trainings, that's all they're going to be doing. You need to be focused on building new leaders and building new teams within your business. You got 75 people on your team. I know you haven't talked to all of them. Now what? You're going to throw in the towel? You think you're stuck? You have all the resources that you need to hit the next level. You're planning 5,000. You got 200 people, right? When you're really desperate, really hungry, it doesn't matter who signed them up. I don't care about, I'm not going to de-edify him, but I don't care about them. Oh, he's under a P2. He should be working with him. I'm a P5. He needs to earn working with me. What? If he's in your business and you're really desperate to get to the next level, you better take that chance on him. Because you never know. Think about it. How confident are you in your abilities? Can you pick a random customer from your team, talk to them every day this week, and get them to P150? Let me know. Are you that confident in your abilities to launch the business that you can pick a customer that just signed up, and because you're talking to them every day, boom, you can get them to P150? You can make sure that they're making money yourself, right? That's what we got. That's the type of stuff you got to be on, because your team is going to watch that. Here's the thing. Remember, right?
Everybody's different. Everybody got a different number. Some people are cool with 2 bands a month. Some people are cool with a band a month. Some people are cool with 5 bands a month. But you can't be cool with it. So what it comes down to is, look, yeah, maybe in a perfect world, for me to hit Chairman 10, I get, my P5, a P5, and then I get my P1 to hit P2 or whatever, right? But guess what? That's not how the cookie crumbles. It's not how it works. So now I got, a lot of P1000s, a lot of P600, you know what I'm saying? That type of vibe. But you got to understand that, right? You got to be proactive, not reactive. This is the next thing I want you guys to write down. Proactive, not reactive. Have you ever had somebody fall off and then their whole team fell off and you regret not calling their team? Right? Drop the number 7 in the chat. That's happened to you. Right? You had somebody fall off your team and now you're like, damn, I wish I would have tapped in with his people. I wish I would have tapped in with his people, man. Right? If I would have did more. Right? Hindsight is 20/20. You cannot change the past, but you can change the present, and that'll alter your future. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it is. Proactive, not reactive. Right? I gotta be a stickler. I gotta be on top of things. I gotta be annoying. Right? And in order for me to get the success that I want. Reactive. Let me ask you guys something. If somebody joined your business today and tomorrow hit P1000, you would be on the phone with them just like that. Because they came in and made noise, you would be on the phone with them. Somebody comes into your business and because they hit P1000, you reach out to them. That's being reactive. It should be vice versa. Somebody hit P1000 because you reached out to them, not vice versa. Right? You can't leave it up to chance. A lot of us be gambling on our business. Yes. Let me tell you guys something, right? Yes, it'd be amazing if everybody was like you, but guess what? The only reason you're the way that you are is because of the conversations that you've had and the experiences that you've had. So you can't expect somebody else to move, feel, and think and behave how you do when they haven't seen nor experienced what you've experienced. And even when they experience the things that you experience, we can both experience the same things and have different reactions, right? I come from a very poor neighborhood. I'm not the only one that comes from a very poor neighborhood, right? We could have both grew up in poverty, but person A says, because I grew up in poverty, I'm going to stay in poverty. And person B says, because I grew up in poverty, I want more. We both experience the same things, but both have a different reaction to it, right? So it's just a numbers game thing with this type of stuff. Don't get upset when, okay, cool. Well, understanding, well, this person hasn't had those experiences. So let me think back. What experiences that I have that made me build the business? Simple, right? Results and perspective. It's not just, so now we talk about results, fun work, results and perspective. Yes, make their money. That's going to add belief. But you guys have had people that made money and quit. I had a kid literally made $17,000, hit P600 and quit. So it wasn't the money, it's perspective, results and perspective, right? When you're calling some of the people in your team, you should be challenging how they think. They should get off the phone thinking differently. It's not always do this, do that. It's about challenging how they think and whatnot. But as I was saying, right, never value the individual of the org, but things of that nature. Like I said, what it comes down to is you got to take risks on those teams, and you have to be on top of it. Remember, there's people in your business that didn't do no work today. How much longer are you going to put your GV, your group volume, in their hands? Right? Everybody's interconnected. A lot of different things are going to happen in your business. That P1000, right? Maybe when you start focusing on the people under that person, right? Maybe one of his legs grows and now he's all of a sudden a lot closer to P2. Then because he's a lot closer, you can motivate him and push him to hit P2 and now he's back on track, right? Maybe you get a P1000 under that P1000, and he doesn't like that somebody's the same rank as him, and that makes him want to move, right? Or maybe you level up, and then that wakes him up, right? It's not personal. It just is what it is. You have to milk the GV, right? Don't you think you can get, if it was up to you, don't you think you can get at least half the people in your business to get one? You can't get one person out of everybody. Let me tell you guys the unfortunate truth. Some people are just good for P600. Some people are just good for 2 and 3. Some people are just good for that one. It is what it is, right? But you got to milk the GV. Don't just sit back. You have to actively create teams so that when you hit P5 or you hit the next level and that person that's stuck, they'll wake up and be like, damn, he did that because he did what I wasn't doing, which is talking to those customers, right? Talking to I'm telling you, the new flock, the new blood. That's what's important. You got somebody that D-ranked before and now they got back active, but they a little stagnant. It is what it is. You got somebody that's been at the same rank for a very, very long time. Somebody that's been in the business for years. Maybe it's time to move on. Literally. It's probably time to move on. Right? It's not personal. Maybe they'll wake back up sometime, but it's probably time to move on. New flock. Focus on building new teams. Right? New individuals. Okay? So a lot of the time that you're spending throughout the day, you need to be talking to people that you don't usually talk to. Whether it's a P600, a P150, or even customers, right? And you need to be doing the work with them, not for them, and not by yourself, right? If I'm working with a P600, and I know for a fact their conversations probably aren't that effective, when I teach them how to edify me, and I'm gonna call your whole team with you and show you how to do it. Now, what I did is this. They're going to be confident to do that on their own. And if they don't, guess what? I just did the work. I got 12 people that I just tapped in with. And one of those 12 could bring in another 12 or another 20 or another 30 or another 100. I hope this is making sense, right? And that's what it is, right? Some people are going to pick up on it and literally just work like that. But if you level up by being cool and by positioning and finessing, that's what you're teaching your people to do. And that may work for you, but it's not duplicatable. It may work for you. It may work. You might have got away with it getting to this point, but it's not duplicatable. You got to always stay in phase one. What you have to do is stay in phase one. Build the momentum from the bottom up, because you know damn well if a P150 pops today, you're not getting to the next level. If a P600 pops in your business today, you probably won't hit the next rank, right? But that's how it starts. That's literally how it starts, and the momentum starts to build up. But if you're not treating the small things as if they were big, it's not gonna work out for you. Right? Trust me. You are going to be a lot more effective talking to a customer than somebody that's clearly not focused. Right? You don't let the GV fall through the cracks, because then you're going to have regrets. You know how many potential chairmen you had in your business already, and they're inactive, got a bad taste in their mouth. They don't want to even come back to the business because, you know what I'm saying, they got such a bad taste in their mouth that just like, you know what, I knew it was a scam. I knew it didn't work, right? Literally, there's chairman, right? You could have been chairman. Literally, think about that. That should aggravate you. Like, damn, that piece of Canada that fell off, right? If I would have tapped in with him, he could have been chairman. Or if I would have tapped in with his people, I know somebody could have did something. Right? But you was too busy sitting on your high horse thinking, well, I'm going to pass on the information and I'm structuring my business. You are a leader, not a boss. You lead from the front. You never stop leading. You know what I'm saying? You got to just keep doing it. You got to keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Most people are not going to do it because it's easier to delegate. And it's not easier physically. It's easier mentally, right? It's easier mentally. You got to lead by example. That's the moral, the whole key, the whole, what I wanted to talk about on this call is that, like, people need to start treating some of these people in your business as if they were your direct enrollment, right? You want to teach somebody how to build a leader? Go build one. If they watch you do it enough times, eventually they'll get it. Some people will get it faster than others. Some people will see you build one leader and think, oh, damn, I can do that, and then start hitting the phones. Other people are going to keep doing and doing and doing and doing. You can hit the next rank, and then they'll finally wake up. Everybody moves at a different pace, but you move at the pace that you want to move at, right? It is what it is. You set the speed, the tempo for your business. Nobody's joining your business right now? Okay, cool. You need to be on the most 3 ways closing the most people. Everybody write this down. I am the magic in my business, right? I am the magic in my business, okay? That spark that you're waiting on, that new leader that you're waiting on, that push is you, the magic. At the end of the day, when upline aside, when it comes to your organization, who knows the most? You do, right? Who understands the game the most as far as your org is concerned? Not even talking about your upline. You. So if you work directly with this harvest season, you have an absolute explosion in your business, right? An absolute explosion because you did what nobody wanted to do. You talked to that customer, right? You talked to those customers. You took them under your wing. You didn't have to, but you took a chance. It might be in vain, but you still took them under your wing, right? You're taking people under your wing. Until you have enough depth where now you'll have some leaders. Like I said, it's a numbers game. If I assume that 1 out of 10 leaders are going to be like me, then if I create 20 P150s, I got a little bit more backup. You know what I'm saying 30 P150s, get a little bit more backup, right? And that's a rough estimate. Sometimes it might be better. You might get more. It is what it is. But I'm just, what you want to assume is this. Assume the worst always, right? I don't like assumptions, but if you're going to assume something, assume that people are not working. Assume that they're not picking up the phone. Put yourself in their shoes. When you were P600, like, I get it, bro. I tell people all the time, call your whole team, bro. When I was P1000, I'll tell you right now, I did not call my whole team. All 30 individuals, I didn't call them, right? I was delegating, doing my little things, still hit P2, but then I hit a brick wall because I'm like, damn, like, what was working back then is not working no more, right? Then I had to, I had a situation where, I had a leg of 10 people. P5 is 90, 90, 45. I had a leg of 10 people, right? I had to call all of them at that point, and I did it. I'm saying, then I had P5. Got right back to my ways of delegate, boom, still hit C10. C25, had to get back to it. Always been a step behind. You're always going to be a step behind if you're sitting on your high horse, thinking that you're too good to do certain things, right? Thinking that you're too good to do certain things. But like I said, the key is When you're working with these individuals, you do it with them. You don't tell them what to do. They're not gonna, because you're gonna get frustrated. You understand so well how to hit P150, but at the end of the day, it's a mindset thing, right? Think about it. How you thought about trainings at P150 is a lot different than how you think about them now, even though they were the same exact trainings. So it's like that same sauce that works, they're not going to be able to apply it the right way because their mindset's not there. That's why you want to focus on that perspective, opening their eyes to certain things. Okay, challenge how they think, and you have to be aggressive. Let me tell you guys something. How to be more effective. Another thing I want to talk about: how to be more effective. Every conversation has to have actionable steps. So as well, one of my mentees, he's a Platinum 2000, and I watched him get on the phone with somebody that said that they wanted to run. Now, that person's a customer that he didn't enroll, right? But because, he reached out, a lot of people let me tell you guys something. A lot of people in your business want to run, but they just don't know who to talk to or what to say or how to start. They want to do it, but they're timid. You'd be surprised how many people, I want to run, but this is how it is. So he went above and beyond. He reached out. Another person saying that they want to run. And he's saying, yeah, bro, get me on 3 ways, da, 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 da. And I tell him, look, bro, you don't want to just tell him, get me on 3 ways when you have time, because now you're giving him an option. It needs to be actionable steps. So if I'm on the phone with you, okay, cool. Let's add this to my schedule. When you get off work, you said he got off work at 3:30. Okay, cool. At 4 o'clock, I'm going to FaceTime you, and we're going to start calling people for the next 2 hours. Now he's part of my schedule, and now that's an actionable step. Most people would have left it at that. Yo, let's run 3 ways. They would have got hype. Yeah, bro, we're going to run 3 ways. I'm good, da, da, da. And then boom, the conversation's over and nothing happened. All right, let me know if that part's making sense. All right, nothing happened just by default of that. I'm saying nothing happened, right? You have to have actionable steps. Don't just say, let's run 3 ways. Let's schedule them, right? Hold people accountable. Stop expecting your quote unquote leaders to hold people accountable. Because at the end of the day, what it comes down to is, look, no, your leaders in your business, right? And I'm going to be honest, some people aren't going to like this. He said it himself. He doesn't believe that a person's locked in until they hit chairman. He doesn't believe that a person's truly locked in until they hit chairman. Why is that? Because listen, $1,000 a month, guess what? That's not a lot of money. If you lose that $1,000 a month, you can go back to your job or whatever. You're not going to trip. 2 bands a month. A lot of times it's not a lot of money. But 10 grand a month, I guarantee you, nobody wants to lose that. If you make 10 grand a month for 6 months straight and then lose it, you'll be upset. Right? If they treated that $1,000 as if it was 10,000 a month, the perspective would be a lot different. If you catch my drift, right? If that was if you told somebody, look, bro, it's only $1,000. Look, if you were making 10 bands a month, and if you took a day off, they took that 10 bands a month away. Would you take a day off? Hell no. But because you're only getting a band a month, they take days off. You don't be mad, but understand that. Can't get mad at them, but understand that perspective. I'm going to give you that perspective. That conversation I'm having with you, I have with people. Like, look, but I know for a fact, if you're making 10 bands a month, you'd be putting in work. But because you're not, you don't put in work. It just doesn't make sense. Right? I know for a fact, if I gave you a contract and I told you sign on the dotted line, the contract says, if you call your team every single day, you are going to make 100 grand a month every single month. You're not taking a day off. But there's no guarantees in life, right? There's no guarantees in life. I promise you. So understand that perspective because you shouldn't feel that way. That 2 bands a month, you need to treat it like the rank that you want. You want to make treat that 2 bands as if it was 50 bands and watch. You're not taking the day off. Let me tell you guys something. You about to put $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month in the hands of somebody else? I don't believe it. You know that's cap. You know damn well if $100,000 a month is on the line, you're not about to call your leader and tell, yo, bro, did you call your team? Hell no. I'm going to make sure I call every single last one of them because it's 100 bands on the line every month. But because the reality is right now it's just 5 bands or 2 bands or whatever, you play the delegation game. You know what I'm saying? And then you wonder why they do the same thing. The same way you treating your rank is the same way they treat theirs. You're treating it for what it is, not what it could be. They're treating that P1000 for what it is. It's a band a month. Guess what? If you work at Walmart, you're making, what's minimum wage in New Jersey, bro? It was $7.25. I want to do the math real quick. It was $7.25 before. When I was living there, $11. Boom. Let's do the math real quick. Right? Just want to do the math. Let's say you're working at Walmart, minimum wage, you got $11. $11 an hour. So you work 40 hours in a week, right? $11 an hour, 11 times 40, right? That's 440 every week, times 4. Boom. So yeah, like I said, you're roughly like a P2, P1 plus, whatever. I'm saying. So they can go work the bare minimum and make that. And a lot of people that I know, they aren't making minimum wage. They're making a little bit more than that. Right? So it is what it is. They're not going to treat it differently. So you can give them that perspective, right? But the number one way to open their eyes is through action. Because you can have that same conversation, bro. You got to treat it as if it was 10 bands, and you got to start treating your rank as if it was more. Because in this business, you're paid off the value that you bring. Here's the thing. Everybody write down the word self-worth and self-image. Self-worth and self-image. David Immunite talks about all the time. The way that you view yourself is going to be super important, right? What is your value? And yes, I'm going to upload this tonight. It may be up by like 1 a.m. because it got a process on the system and then I can upload it. But like I was saying, what is your value? What do you think you're worth? That's ultimately what it comes down to. That's going to determine how hard you work and how many seeds you plant and the things that you do. If you feel as though you're genuinely worth $100,000 a month, let me actually give you an example, right? Me, I'm an NBA player, right? I'm getting paid $1 million. Everybody knows if you make $1 million a year in the NBA, you're one of the lower tier players, right? My contract is $1 million a year, right? I feel like I'm worth a max contract, right? I am worth a max contract. I'm worth $50 million a year. Even though they're paying me $1 million, I'm worth $50 million a year, right? What am I going to do? Am I going to sit back and say, you know what? Once y'all start paying me $50 million a year, I'm going to really show y'all what it's about, right? Give me that contract. You pay me $50 million right now, I'm going to promise you, I'm going to go out there and drop 30 every night. That's not what's going to happen. What you're going to do is you're going to say, you know what? I know I'm worth 50 million and I'm going to show you guys that I'm worth 50 million. So I'm going to put in work just like that as if I am worth 50 million. I'm going to go on court and I'm going to do what people don't want to do. I'm going to defend the best player on the next team, right? I'm going to have the highest field goal percentage, right? I'm going to get the most buckets, right? I'm going to be the fastest person at practice, right? I'm going to do all the dive for the loose balls, pause, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do everything that other people aren't doing to show you what I'm worth. And then boom, all of a sudden, you get that max contract. You get that max contract. Most people, what they do is they got their head so far up, you know what? They think, you know what? All right, you give me that check and I'll show you. They think, oh, I deserve to be a chairman 50. If I was chairman 50, I'll show you guys. I really do it the right way. I'll show you guys how to do it. You need to show me now. Right? That's the best analogy I can give you. You're an NBA player, you making $1 million in a year, you feel like you're worth 50 million. Are you going to sit back and expect the team to just offer you a $50 million contract? Why would they do that? Why would they take a chance on you? Why would they gamble on you? Now you're signed to a $50 million contract and you're underperforming. Why would you get the rank? Now you're a chairman 100 and you're not even living to the expectations. You're not leading by example. You're being a bad mentor. You think you're above people. Why would the rank be given to you? Right? Instead, you got to work like that's what you're worth. You got to feel like, yo, this $12.50 that I'm getting every Friday, it's just not me. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel right. Right? It doesn't feel right. Literally. Like, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. You gotta feel like that's why self-image is so important. If you look at when that player looks in the mirror, he sees, I should be talked about with the greats. Right? How do you see yourself? Right? Where's your self-esteem at? Right? Do you feel as though you have what it takes to be talked about with the greats? Right? Do you feel as though you have what it takes to be talked with the greats? Some people are okay with, okay, cool, I'm in the league. Right? I'm making more money than most people. I'm in the league. Other people, they want to go down with the greats. It's self-image. Literally. Do you want to be discussed in conversations with people like Bryce Thompson, Nathan Samuel, Jalen Goss, right? Ariel Martin, Noel Trimble, right? Kimberly, right? Do you want to get mentioned in what names like that? Joshua Stewart, Brandon Thompson, right? Do you want to get mentioned with names like that? Or are you okay with just, well, it is what it is? And that's ultimately what it comes down to. When you start to think like that, and it's like, okay, cool. I'm about to put the team on my back. It's going to suck. It's going to hurt. It's going to be annoying. A lot of the conversations are going to be in vain. But like I said, the same way it didn't make sense when I was calling customer after customer after customer, taking them under my wing and pouring into everybody, the same way it's not going to make sense when you have the quantum leap of a lifetime, right? When you 3x, 5x your income. When this time next year, you're making at least 10 times more than what you're making. When you're saying, you know what, I know he's a piece of chunder, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? Instead of me just telling him what to do, I'm going to show him how to do it by doing it. You teach by doing, not by talking. Yes, I'm going to provide clarity. Don't think I'm going to provide clarity, but I'm going to show you what it is. Eventually, you'll get it. Some people are going to get it by seeing it once. Some people are going to get it by seeing it 100 times. Simple as that. Right? Simple as that. So when you think like that and you start to apply the information like that, that's when your business is going to start to grow at its fastest rate. Let me know so far, man, because I think I'm almost done. If this is making sense and whatnot, if this is clear, follow me. We're on the same page. Perfect. Perfect, right? So like I said, hindsight is 20/20. You don't want to spend too much time dwelling on it. And like I said, be proactive. Let me tell you guys something. It doesn't take weeks for you guys to notice that somebody's BSing. It doesn't take weeks. If I talk to you, if after a day or two I don't see a change, I'm making an adjustment. I'm making the adjustment. Don't think, well, I had a real uncomfortable conversation with my leader. He's gonna get right. It's been weeks. And now you're hitting them back up because the GB now moving how you want it to move. Proactive. I had that conversation with you. You did nothing. Boom. Moving on. Speed. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. Everybody on this, so you're a P2000 and up, you got enough people in your org to make it happen. Literally. And the thing is, you never stop leading by example. And that's how the explosions are going to come. It's no coincidence. Right? No coincidence that the people that are making the most money, people think that they're the hardest workers. They're doing the things that other people aren't willing to do. Right? I remember just a story on my way to Chairman 250. Like, I was in a launch pad, like a crib that I paid for, staying with a bunch of P150s and PC. I don't think it was like a couple chairmen out of that, but it was like really mostly P150s and P600s. I knew Chairman 10s at the time that wouldn't answer a P150, wouldn't even be in the same space as them. And I said, you know what? I don't care. That's how bad I want it, right? That's how you're supposed to treat it. It's not going to make sense all of the time. But you got to just put in the work. Right now is a time where you really write down your whole org, you go in overtime mode, right? And good things are going to start to come. You got the next leaders that are going to blow your business out of the water. They're already in your business. They're already in your business. And the last thing I'll say is this, and I think I said this on a call before, but I want to really reiterate this, right? Everybody write this down, right? Servant leadership. We've all heard the term servant leadership, okay? So when it comes to servant leadership, I like to compare that to an actual server, right? Now, if I'm a waiter, my question for you is this: are people obligated to tip me? No. They're not obligated to tip me. It's expected on my behalf, but they're not obligated to tip me. Now, if I see, a person with a pretty girl and a nice chain on, and I treat them good, and I see somebody that she looks a little broke or whatnot, and I treat them bad, am I gonna maximize my profitability? That person that got the chain on, is he obligated to tip me? No. Now what happens? Now I'm judging the book by its cover. I only talked to him because he was a P1000. I only treated him so good because he was a P1000. He looked like he had it going on. But then that little customer over there that I thought he was going to be a waste of time, I half-assed the effort. So now I'm not getting, now that P1000 that I thought was lit, I don't get a tip from him. And that guy who I thought was broke, I don't get a tip from him either. Right? Now, but what if I treated everybody the same with the utmost respect and gave everybody the best possible service I could? Right? Is everybody going to tip me? Everybody's still not going to tip me. But I'm going to maximize my success at that restaurant, at that job. I'm going to give some people the best possible service ever, and they don't tip me. And I'm going to give others the best possible service ever, and they're going to say, you know what? You earned this. You're going to pour in to people, and it's going to be in vain sometimes. Going to all these aspirations, say all this stuff, and then they're going to fall off and quit. Oh, I got this going on, whatever. But then there's going to be those people that really go hard with you, right? You got to give, exactly. I say this all the time. You got to treat everybody the same and expect nothing in return. Treat everybody as if they could go chairman. And if they don't, you never expected it in the first place. You never had that expectation, so you're not frustrated. Frustration comes when the expectation doesn't meet reality. If my expectation wasn't if I didn't have an expectation, then I'm not going to be upset when you don't launch. it is what it is. I'm gonna move on to the next, and I'm gonna forget that was in vain, because I know this might be the next shot. This might be the next shot. This might be the next shot. And when you move with that abundance mindset, I promise you, you'll find not another you, a better you. Right? You'll start to create depth in your organization, man. It's gonna start to all make sense. So I know it's getting a little late. That's pretty much all I got with my notes. I'm gonna upload this call on my YouTube channel so you guys can go back and cite it and whatnot. But like I said, if this was helpful, let me know below. I want to make sure that this was clear, that people got some level of understanding. Like I said, it doesn't matter what rank that you're at, you need to get in there. And I'm not saying don't host trainings, but you need to spend more time building teams like you did when you were a P150, when you were unranked, when you didn't have options. You need to do that now. When you didn't have options, you made it happen. But now that you have options, you got so many people to talk to, you know what I'm saying? You do it a little different, okay? And my YouTube channel is, I'm gonna upload the link. I think it's at Reyrice on YouTube, but I'm gonna, on my page, on my Instagram, I'm gonna post it. You can swipe up and then just click the link. It'll take you to the channel. Or if you're in my Telegram, I'm gonna drop it in my Telegram so you guys can get access to that. But like I said, hopefully this is helpful to each and every single one of you guys. Remember, it's gonna be a lot of chairmen that are coming, from this group this summer, right? And this is what's gonna separate you guys from everybody else. Because you're gonna do things that people just aren't willing to do because you have a higher sense of awareness. Hindsight is 20/20. At the end of the day, yes, you don't know how to hit the next rank, but you know how to do what you done did. So go do it again. Treat their success as if it was your success, right? Okay, boom, I'm back on rank. Let me hit P150 with this person. I'm back P150. Let me hit P600 with this person. I'm back. You keep doing that over and over and over again, you're gonna look up, boom, next rank. But being the manager, forever gonna keep you at that rank. Okay, so I love you guys all. Hopefully this was, super valuable and impactful. This pen is Papermate. I just found it in my closet. Like I said, love you guys all. Hopefully this was, a training that was valuable. Like I said, it's a reason that P2000s are on here. I promise you, right? By the end of the summer, next 2 ranks. If you're P2, you should be looking to be chairman. P5, looking at chairman 25, and things of that nature. Map out your days. And the last thing I want to say is plan. Plan, right? Have a plan every single day. Know what you're going to do the day before you do it. And let's crush it, man. So I love you guys all. See you guys at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. And, the summer is going to be an explosion. I promise you. This is going to be the biggest summer in Trade House history. Let's get it.